Greetings gamers, Captain Dimillusion here, and yes, I did do that intro just for that joke. You know Minecraft filmmaking, right? That's what I'm doing right now. I've been using replay mod for my videos, and it's great. It was created by Crushed Pixel and Johnny0702 about a decade ago at this point, and I use it because I can get a good camera shot without having a live camera operator. I can be the actress and a fully moving camera woman at the same time. This is because replay mod allows me to replay the scene and put the camera wherever I want, like here, 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 or here. Replay mod is incredible, which is why it's been the go-to for Minecraft filmmaking for years. It's great for both capturing gorgeous landscapes with incredible shaders and for YouTubers bobbing their head into the camera. It's consistent, it's reliable, it's available for the last 10 years of Minecraft versions, and I think it'll continue chugging along just because of its simplicity. However, simplicity is a double-edged coin. For a lot of people, they just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog, and that's all they need. For me though, I know what a JPEG is, and I want something a bit more precise than what replay mod can offer. That's where a new mod called Flashback comes in. It does basically the same thing as replay mod, but it has a lot more professional settings. Where replay mod tries to stick close to Minecraft's visual design, Flashback just throws everything out the window and starts from scratch. Well, not exactly from scratch, it tries to look like an actual editing program like the one that I use, DaVinci Resolve. It's only been in the public for about a month now, and it's already a great competitor to replay mod. It was created by modders Mulberry and Soko, and they're improving the mod so fast that it's kinda hard to write a script about them. I found out about this mod from this Mog Swamp video. I'm sure you've seen it. He does a great job explaining the basics of what this mod could do, and that's great. However, if you want to see something a bit deeper than the surface level, well, welcome to the club, that's what we're doing. The overall theme here is that we can easily make things look way better with the new camera options, and some work on the editing side. A lot of these things are still technically possible on replay mod, but Flashback makes them all way easier. To talk about all of that, I want to introduce my clone. But wait a second, how are you doing this? I'm you. I know that you didn't actually clone yourself, so how does it look like you did? Well, it's actually just as easy as filming the same scene twice. Start by filming on one side of the frame, then film the other side while keeping the camera completely still, and all you have to do is just split the shot down the middle to make it look like they're in the same shot. This is a very low-budget way of letting a single actor play multiple roles, like they do in Austin Powers and Norbit. This is something that replay mod can do very easily, as long as the lights aren't flickering. And it's cool, but it looks like really obviously fake. Like you can clearly tell what's going on here, right? To make it look more real, we might want to be able to move the camera around, but to do that, I need to move the camera perfectly every single time so it lines up. And I can't do that, I'm not some kind of robot. So we strap the camera to a robot, then we program it to repeat the exact same movement over and over. So now that the camera is moving perfectly every single time, we can split it down the middle like we did last time, and it looks way more convincing. They do this in movies like Back to the Future Part 2, where they need characters to interact with themselves. They never did this in Norbit, though. But yeah, when you use Flashback, you can copy and paste your camera moves, so you can have total repeatable motion control, which makes this effect very easy to pull off. And not just for cloning an actor, there are many more ways where this can come in handy. As well as control over the motion, you also have control over the elements of the game. So the rendering of all blocks, entities, players, sky, particles, and name tags can be controlled after filming. This really takes full advantage of not being physically there on an actual set, and it's such a huge feature that I don't even know where to begin. I guess we can start with switching off the sky, which turns the entire world into a green screen, or any color screen you want. This makes it super easy to get a good thumbnail. Just look at a sunset, slap the Minecraft 10 font on there, crank the saturation, and boom! That's 1 million views right there. Also, there's this thing that people like to do in videos where you put text behind yourself and it looks sleek and professional. This makes that super easy because you can just turn off the player. Or you can make literally anything into a perfect green screen, which is great. But now I won't ever get to use the one that Memory built into the set. Do you know how much money this thing costs? And it's useless. Another thing we can change after filming is the zoom of the camera over time. You know I'm gonna be using this shit. Look at this, look at this. Boom! Imagine I raise my eyebrow like The Rock. Boom! 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 You can also just zoom way further than in vanilla, from 30 degrees all the way down to 1 degree of vision. This also means that you can pull off a nice dolly zoom very easily. Start super zoomed in from far away, then smoothly transition to being zoomed out from up close. I really hope you like those because every YouTuber you know is going to be using them in every video for the next year. Speaking of things that I'm going to be using, look at this screen. Pretty normal, right? Now watch this. Okay, I promise for some amount of the audience that was really cool. To understand why, you have to know how all this stuff works. Believe it or not, this screen behind me, it's a lie. It's actually just green maps. I know. Look, okay, we all have to grow up and learn that the Queen of England isn't real someday. In the edit, I just tell the computer to treat this exact color as if it's empty space, which just makes it a hole in the video. So now I just put whatever I want behind it, match up the corners, and boom, it looks like it's an actual screen. I can walk in front of it and do whatever I want, and it's perfect, as long as I don't wear any green. The entire effect is ruined though the moment that I start to move the camera, because it's not matched to the corners anymore. I could technically go back and manually move the corners every single frame, but there are 60 frames every single second, and my upload schedule's fucked enough as it is. Okay, then let's try it the other way. Let's say we want a moving shot with a tracked screen. We can do this by telling the computer to track how the plane in front of us distorts. It keeps track of recognizable pieces of the image, then reverse engineers how they move to match a photo up to it. This is why QR codes look the way that they do. They have a lot of clear points for your phone to track. So naturally, I made my own QR code with this D4 block. So now the video is rock steady in our moving shot, and it looks like it's really in the game. The problem now comes up when we cross over the screen. It'll appear like I'm underneath it, or if the screen is small enough, I might mess up the tracking. I'd have to be cut out of every single frame where I'm in front of the screen, and once again, there are 60 of those every single second. You see the problem, right? There's no easy way to do both. The attributes that you want for a tracked surface are the exact opposite of what you want for a green screen surface. You would either have to cut out the actors every single frame, or be super careful around tracking points, both of which I refuse to do. So I just wouldn't do it. It would be super easy if we could somehow film a tracker surface and a green screen surface at the exact same time. Luckily, that's exactly what Flashback can do. Just film with a good tracker where the screen should be, then turn off the player. The computer gets a super good track with no human in the way. Then turn off everything except for the player and just record that. Just slap that on top of everything, key it out, and it's like I'm actually dancing with Rick Astley. Oh, but you could actually just track the parallel walls. Okay, then explain this, liberals. Yeah, that's what I thought. Leave me and my bad apple alone. And if you're some kind of freak like me, there's also some cool stuff that you can do in Blender. Just delete the cube, then make a cube, then delete it again, then 3D track your fully moving shot with no player in it. Then you can just do some bullshit with physics and have your player look like they're really there, crossing in front of and behind physics objects. I seriously don't know of a good way that you could do this without Flashback. I mean, you can maybe pull it off, but it would be way harder and not look nearly as good. I love this mod, oh my god. If you use Replay Mod and you're still on the fence about switching over your entire workflow, I have one thing to show you. Okay, let me just show you this. Did you see that? Let me go back and play that one more time for you. That's right, you can go backwards on the timeline without waiting through a loading screen. This is incredible space-age technology. The printing press is nothing in comparison to this. That is seriously my best pitch for this mod. However, it isn't 100% perfect, of course. It's still an alpha, so there are a lot of very strange bugs just all over the place. The features that we have are very good, but I also have some suggestions from the legume gallery. First, I kinda want separate options for remove all mobs and remove all entities, because right now there's nothing separating arrows and minecarts from a sheep or a zombie. Or if we had the option to remove all of a specific entity, like remove all bats or remove all cows, that would be great too. I ran into this problem when doing the bad apple one, that there was this zombie back here that I had to keep on because I was recording the arrows, but it would have just showed up as a speck on the screen. Luckily I could fix it with the fog options in this one, but I could imagine that in some scenarios that wouldn't work. You can individually tell a certain mob not to render, which didn't exist whenever I did this, but if there are like 100 bats in a cave, you wouldn't want to go to each one and turn them off individually, right? I think that another good feature would be the option to only render some blocks. Like you could say, don't render any blocks where X is greater than 6, which would be a great way to turn a wall into a green screen without reshooting. Or hell, just let us change blocks after filming. These guys already made Axiom, and I'm sure that it's totally easy and fun to bring that over here, and definitely wouldn't be a pain in the ass at all. I also think that some different camera types would be great as well. Like maybe an isometric camera. Very optionally, we can have a 360 camera and a stereoscopic camera so we can break out our red and blue glasses again. I also think that a depth of field effect would be cool. I know that the whole thing about machinimating is that it's not a real camera, but I think that this should still be an option since you can't really recreate this in editing. Once again, I'll just sit here on my ass and tell the devs to do stuff in this mod that's probably extremely hard and act as if they can just add it in. Speaking of the devs, I had some other things I wanted added, but in the time that I was writing this video, they got added. And honestly, I've been trying to think of anything that this mod desperately needs, and I've come up blank. This mod is already very complete as far as features go, and it's still in alpha. Go check it out. Links to all the Flashback stuff will be in the description. Anyway, that's basically it. Like and subscribe, and don't watch Norbit. It's so fucking terrible. The video was gonna end, but I was looking up images for Norbit's awards, because it got nominated for an Oscar for Best Achievement in Makeup. That's actually kind of based, but it won so many Razzie Awards, this is like you don't want to win the Razzie Awards. And Eddie Murphy won the worst actor and the worst supporting actress for the same movie.